Hi, my name is Alex and welcome to the Crochet Circle.
Hi and welcome. In today's video I want to show you how to make this little butterfly. I mean, it's not that big, but still, if you use much smaller and thinner crochet hook, it can go smaller. So yeah, this butterfly is quite easy to make. You will only need to know how to do a magic ring, chains, slip stitch, double crochets, and triple or treble crochet stitches. Now I am also using a picot. You don't have to use a picot, you can just skip that and your butterfly wings won't have that peak at the end. But yeah, let's go fly together away. Let's make a butterfly. Now let's go through what you will need. I will be using two colors. You can use three colors if you want, so each row would be done in a separate color, but I'm gonna do first two rows in the lighter color and then the third row will be in the second color. That's gonna be a bit darker pink. Then you need, of course, a crochet hook appropriate with the size of the yarn that you're using, some scissors, and a needle just to put the end tail nicely in. So let's begin. So I'm gonna just get rid of all the things that I don't need, and I'm gonna start with the lighter of the pink colors. Now again, you can use whatever color you want. I'm gonna start with the magic ring, yarn twice around my thumb. I'm going in with my crochet hook, grabbing the yarn and doing a chain of three. So that's 1, 2, 3. This already counts as the first double crochet. Now between the clusters of two double crochets there will be a chain 2 space, so I need to do 2 more chains now, and I continue with 2 double crochets and 2 chains, and I have to repeat that 8 times altogether, so I will have 8 spaces between the 2 double crochets. Now chain 2 and 2 double crochets. I'm just adjusting the magic ring a bit so I don't lose it. Chain 2, 1, 2, and 2 double crochets. A double crochet is just yarn once around my crochet hook and then going through and going through twice. You might think that 8 uh, spaces is too much, but as you saw in the beginning, it's just because it's so filled. Once you put your butterfly halfway, you get the nice wing shapes. So it has to be 8 spaces of chain 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm on the 5th one. Chain 2 and another 2 double crochets. Chain 2 and 2 double crochets. One, two, three, four, five, six. Now this is the 7th one. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. This is the 8th one. Now in the beginning I've done a chain 3, that means I'm still missing one double crochet on the right side, so I'm gonna do a double crochet. And now I have to join it with the 3rd chain of the chain 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. With the slip stitch. Now I can pull the magic ring tighter together. Now row 2 is gonna be done in each of the chain 2 spaces, so 8 chain 2 spaces in between. First I'm just gonna do a slip stitch into the space where the chain 2 is, so I'm gonna be working in it. And now I have to do chain of 3, then I have to do 2 more double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets, and that's gonna be done in each of the chain 2 spaces. So I mean, it's gonna be done 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Just the first one, yeah, I need chain 3 to go up into the correct row. So first I'm gonna do a chain 3, and now I have to do 2 more double crochets in the chain 2 space of the previous row. So that's 1 and 2. Now I have to do chain of 2, and again in the same space 3 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Now I have to repeat 7 more times. Altogether it's gonna be 8 times. Grabbing my yarn for a double crochet in the chain 2 space of the previous row, going in and doing a double crochet. That's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, and another 3 double crochets in the same chain 2 space of the previous row. So that's 1 double crochet, second one, and the third one. I know it looks like it's gonna be way too wavy and it doesn't lay flat, but it shouldn't lay flat. It should be wavy because once we're gonna be done, we're gonna fold it in half. Okay, so 2 are done. Again, double crochet, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and another 3 double crochets in the same chain 2 space of the previous row. So that's 3 double crochets, chain of 2, and another 3 double crochets. In the next step space, again 3 double crochets, chain 2, and another 3 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 done. So I'm halfway there. Another 4 more to go. In the chain 2 of the previous row, 3 double crochets, chain 2 and another 3 double crochets. I don't know about you, but every time I do a double crochet or a triple treble crochet, when I go with my yarn around my with yarn around my hook, I kind of pin it down with my thumb, so even though perhaps you don't see it, it's hidden right there, and when I say it's a double crochet, it is a double crochet. So another 3 double crochets. Into the next chain 2 space, 3 double crochets, chain of 2, and another 3 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another 2 to go. I know it's a bit harder at the moment because it's so full and it doesn't lay flat, and perhaps you want to kind of do less stitches. Just stick to the pattern, and as you saw in the beginning, the butterfly comes out really nice. And when I'm gonna be done, I'm also gonna tell you perhaps what all variants you can do with the pattern on, just to kind of pimp it up a bit. But you will have to wait until the last row for that. And I'm almost there, so not long. This is now the last cluster of 3 double crochets, chain 2, and another 3 double crochets. And then I'm gonna do an invisible join because I want my butterfly to be without any odd unnecessary stitches. So that's 2 and that's 3. Okay, you could do a slip stitch, slip knot, slip stitch into the third of the chain 3 in the beginning, and you can end it like that, but I am gonna leave just a little bit of a tail, cut the yarn, grab my needle. Oh, sorry, first I have to pull the yarn through, grab the needle, and then I'm gonna show you how to do the invisible join. The invisible join is actually really easy to make because what you do is you just kind of overlap the first stitch. So I'm gonna be overlapping the third chain here. So that means I'm not gonna go into the third chain, I'm gonna go into the first double crochet that I made. So I'm going in with my needle, I'm overlapping the third chain, and now I'm going back to where I started from. So I'm going back into the stitch where I started. Now I just need to pull it tight, and you cannot see where I ended it. All I have to do now is, the fun part, hide the stitch in. You can do definitely a knot if you want, just secure it nicely and hide it even more into your work. Now this butterfly will have a front and a back side because we're gonna fold it, so if you make a knot on the back side, once the butterfly will be folded, you won't see it. And this is gonna be secured enough for me. Okay, it looks like a mess, I do know that, because it's not flat and you cannot hold it correctly and all those things. Okay, so row number 1, row number 2 are done. Now I'm on row number 3, that is, let's say, the last row. I am gonna tell you what you can also do just to make it a bit different, but now the basic one is gonna be how I'm gonna show it. So just go in any of the, not in the chain 2 spaces between the clusters of 3, but in between the 2 clusters of 3. So not in the chain 2, not in the corners where we're gonna be doing triple crochets in, but in the space. Is it even a space? Yeah, you can make it a space between the 2 clusters of double crochets. So I'm going in, I'm grabbing the yarn, doing a chain 1 and doing a single crochet stitch. Now don't worry about the end tail. The end tail is gonna be secured at the end. Okay, so now this is the first stitch. In the chain 2 space I have to do 5 triple crochets. Now after that there comes an option. You can do a picot, you can leave the picot out. I am gonna be doing the picot because I like the wings to have like a little pointy end on top and on the bottom. So yeah, in the chain 2 space I'm gonna be doing 5 triple crochet or 5 treble crochets, a picot and another 5 treble crochets, and then I'm gonna be joining them again with a single crochet in the space between the 2 double crochets of the previous row. Okay, so triple crochet means yarn twice around my crochet hook, going into the space between, in the chain 2 space, and now I have to do 5 of them. So that's 1, 2. You know what? I don't like this one because I kind of, yeah, it's been too big. I don't like too big of a hole, so I'm gonna do it again, going in, chain 1, and a single crochet stitch. Now I'm gonna pull this a bit tighter together. I'm gonna hold it a bit tighter together and I'm gonna do a triple crochet stitch in the chain 2 space of the previous row. So that's much nicer. I need 5 of them, so 1 is done, another 4 to go. Two, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm gonna do a chain 3. As I said, you can skip this. I'm gonna do a chain 3 and I hope you can see from the side, you kind of get a nice two yarns, two strands of yarn that I'm just gonna go and pull my, again, I'm gonna, will I have to do it again? Okay, so I'm going in on top of the triple crochet. It kind of has a nice two loop, let's call it like that. I'm going in with my crochet hook, I'm grabbing the yarn and I'm doing a single crochet. That gives it even more of a, you know, triangle-y shape. That's how I do my picots. If you have a different way of doing it, just let me know. I am, yeah, eager to find out something new. And now that the picot is done, I need to do 5 more triple crochets in the same space. So that's 1. Oops, I have to do it twice around my yarn. 2. Now that's 3. 4. And 5. Now in the space between the two clusters of 3 double crochet, you go in and you do a single crochet. And that's it. Now repeat it 7 more times, I guess. So again, triple crochet, 5 of them. A picot and another 5 triple crochets. Now that's 5 triple crochets, chain of 3. And I hope you can see it because it kind of calls you, to be honest, to put your crochet hook through it, pulling the yarn through and pulling the yarn through. And another 5 triple crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Two are done. Now I have to join it with a single crochet in the space between the 2 clusters of double crochets of the previous row. Again, 5 triple crochets in the chain 2 space. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 3, and again a picot, another 5 triple crochets, so that's 1, 2, now I'm losing stitches. 3, 4, 5, and joining it with a single crochet stitch. Now I'm gonna shut up for all the rest of them, so I need to do 5 more, and I'm gonna be counting and you're gonna be counting, and we're both gonna be doing it at our own speed. And don't forget, down there's a timeline where you can then just skip to when you're done, of course, with the row, almost till the end, where I'm gonna again show you how to do the invisible join and yeah, how to assemble the butterfly. So let's crochet. So now I'm here at the last chain 2 space where I have to do the triple crochets, and as you can see, even from your work, yeah, it's not flat, it wants to wiggle around, and you kind of have to fold it if you want to crochet nicely into the spaces, but I believe in you, I know you can do it. Just like I did it. So this is now the last chain 2 space where I have to put in 5 triple crochets, a picot, and another 5 triple crochets. So that's 1, now that's 2, 3, 4, and 5, chain of 3, making a single crochet, and another 5 triple crochets in the same space. So that's 1, that's 2, 3, 4, and the last one. Again, I am putting my thumb on just to secure it, but if you're left-handed or you're using the crochet hook like this, just go with the style that suits you. So this is now the 5th one. Going in, making a triple stitch. Now I'm gonna cut the yarn, leave just a little bit of a tail. Again, you can do a slip stitch into the single crochet, but I'm gonna be using an invisible join, so that means I'm gonna be using my needle and I am going, you know how I always say go into the next stitch because you're gonna overlap this one? Well, this time you're just gonna go into the single crochet stitch. There are some exemptions and this is one of them. And then you go back from where you came from and you pull it really tight. Now all you have to do, and all I have to do, is get rid of the end tail. Again, you can do a knot on the back side. This is the back side, as you can see, because the back side is gonna be, it's gonna be folded into the back side, so you actually won't see it. I'm gonna go once more in, and I have to secure the starting tail as well. And that's it. So yeah, it kind of looks odd, but I'm just gonna first get rid of all the loose ends. what to do now? Just fold it. Just fold it and you will get a butterfly. Easy, right? Now what I like to do is I'm gonna grab some of the yarn because I like to kind of sew it together on the edge because it comes out more compact and it doesn't move that much around, and depending on what you need it for, yeah, I don't like it fluttering around like this because a butterfly doesn't have wings like that. It's one set of wings. Okay, so just a little bit of yarn. I could have just used the end tail if I would had a bit longer end tail, but unfortunately I didn't, so I will have to do it like this. Now I just go in and then I just stitch it together. As you can see, when you fold it together, the tops of the triple crochet stitches are nicely aligned. So all I'm doing is going through there. And I don't even need to stitch it much because I still want the tops where the picots are, I still want them to be a bit looser. And that's it. Now I'm gonna go around. Now here by the picots, I'm gonna just skip a little bit. And then continue. Now again, as I mentioned before, you don't have to do that. You can have it like this, but I prefer it like this. It's, yeah, it's nicer. It has more of its shape, so. And if you're gonna be using it for a pin or something like that, you know, you need to have it nicely shaped and in place. If you're wondering what and why you should be making a butterfly, I think it's a really nice spring summer decoration. What you can also do with it, you can make a bookmark out of it. I'm gonna show you at the end my bookmark with a butterfly. You can make it as a pin, you can use it as earrings even, if you're gonna be using you know, fine enough lace cotton yarn or something like that. You can use it for a pin. Did I already say a pin? But yeah, there are many ways you can use it. You can also just make a few of these butterflies and then hot glue gun it to some branches that you have or something like that to decorate your home. But they are really easy to make, and perhaps it looks like they are not using much yarn. They are, so it's not a perfect project to get rid of some yarn, but for the beginning of the rows you can use all the small bits and pieces that you have. So now I'm just hiding the end tail in. Oops. And that's it. So this is the little butterfly done. I hope you enjoyed the video. Oh, before I forget, you want to see my bookmark. So this one was done with a 1.75mm crochet hook, and I've just done a flower for the bottom of the bookmark, so this is how it then looks. But yeah, this one is much smaller. This one was done with a 3.5mm crochet hook, 1.75mm crochet hook, and you can see this one is also nice if for for a pin, for a pendant, for even perhaps in a for some hair accessories you can use it. And this one, the larger one, yeah, home decoration, and that's it. Okay, now I'm really gonna say I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, and let me know with the thumbs up below. And until the next time, I'm gonna say happy crafting!